Alright, quick update on Spell Token. So we're starting to look half decent on Spell, This is pretty much the first bull flag that I've seen on Spell in the longest time. If you've been watching my previous videos, I've been talking about how we've been making bear flag after bearish pennant. We had a bear flag here, we've got a bear flag here, and pretty much the overall trend has been pretty dire on Spell in the long term. Nothing has changed at all in the long term. We are still in a pretty diabolical trend, but in the short term it's starting to lively up a bit. So like I said, this is the first time I've seen a bull flag on Spell in literally forever. So if we do take a price target of this, see if it will bring us up to the breakout level. It would still not bring us up to the breakout level, but nonetheless this is still a start for Spell. So if we did break out of the top of this bull flag, it's a bit wonky on here if I try and analyze it, but you can see the price target would be all the way up here at the 0.0055. So if we took a measured move breakout tool, from the point of a breakout we would have approximately a 30% increase. So all in all, it's looking pretty good. This could potentially be the bottom we were looking for Spell Token. But like I said, if you have been watching my previous videos, I've highlighted this level here as the #1 important level to break. And it is simply that level because it is this massive capitulation wick that came all the way down here. And in my opinion, this is the level where we really want to break. I could draw a fib, and we could also see if there's any other confluence around here. I believe this is the absolute bottom down here. I know I drew it a little bit too far from here. Yeah, I mean, you can see the first fib is really miles away. It's all the way up here, just past the 1 cent region. I'm not too bothered about looking at the fibs right now. What I'm looking at right now is this bull flag. If we do break out of this bull flag, then, we would have a nice trade on our hands of approximately 30% from the breakout. So, I imagine if I did take this trade, this would personally be something I'm looking to trade against Bitcoin. For example, I'd sell a very, very small amount of my Bitcoin in order to make this 30% trade on Spell. This will only happen, I will only be trading Spell if we do break out the top of this this bull flag, and I would be looking for a daily close because, do bear in mind we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks so far out of the top of this this bull flag, and obviously they were all invalidated and pushed down very strongly. So what I'd be looking for if I was to make a trade, let's say hypothetically we break out today or tomorrow, we come down, back test the previous resistance, flip to support in this region, and then we start to push up. That would be when I entered my trade. I'd miss the first 1-2% of the move and then catch the extra 28% of it. So that's pretty much all I see in the short term for Spell. Do bear in mind though, I am still saying, until we do get above this level here at the 0.0061, then absolutely nothing has changed in the macro term. If we do flatten the data, you can see we are in this massive, massive downtrend with lower highs coming down. And if we do this high here, we've got a lower high here as well, and then we've got this low, a lower low, a lower low here, and I imagine if we zoom in we could probably find another one. Yeah, another lower low down here. Not that it's too important, but I'm just highlighting that we are still in a very, very deep downtrend for Spell Token. So until we do break out of the top of this level once again, the 617 region, then personally I would not be betting big on Strong on Spell, because once we do break out of this level, we would have finally broken this structure of lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, because normally when we do have the next lower low come in, we never normally get above these previous wicks for more than like a day or so. So yeah, that is pretty much all I see for Spell Token. Like I said, in the short term, if we do break out of the top of this bull flag, approximately around the 432 region, that could be a nice place to make a long, on the condition that we do have a daily close. If the daily close never happens, then I won't be making a trade on this. I won't just be trading it because it goes boom, boom, because if the daily close never happens in this region, then we could be seeing something like this where we have another push up through it, and then when we come back down to back test it, we just fall through the table again. So that is still a scenario I've got my eyes on, which is why I am playing it safe. I'm waiting for a breakout, a retest, a daily close, which would be confirmation for me to enter this 30% trade. After we do make that trade, I would be taking profits just before the 558 region, which once again, you know, this is a 30% trade, so maybe I'd be taking my profits at 25% of an increase. And then, like I said again, for me to personally, spell isn't anything that I want to hold in the long term or dollar cost average, but if you do want to hold this in the long term, obviously not financial advice, but I would be looking for a break above this level because the downtrend is still very much to the downside. Now, finishing off with the RSI and the MFI, they're both pretty flat. I mean, there is still a lot of room to the upside if we do have a breakout. It does seem like we would be very, very overextended though if we did come all the way up here. I think, yeah, I mean, that is a pretty, from where we are now, almost a 50% increase from where we are now. So do bear in mind, I think both the RSI and the MFI would be very overextended if we came all the way up here, and it would be, you know, somewhat up in the air if we actually were able to get above the top of this. I personally think it's maybe not so likely that we would. At least on the daily is showing that it is possible that we could have a big break up to this level and then a rejection, maybe another backtest of this region and then a push up, because on the weekly, I imagine on the monthly as well, the higher time frames, there's nothing here on the monthly, but on the weekly specifically, there is a lot of room to the upside. So in the short term, I do think it's very possible we could be coming up here, something like this, a push all the way back up to the top, a retest of, you know, anywhere around these regions here, and then another push up after we have reset the RSI. So that's what I'm looking for, a breakout trade on the daily if we do break out of this bull flag, and then for me to kind of be more bullish in the long term, once again, this level here needs to break at the 0.0061. So that is all I see for spell. If you are holding spell, best of luck. And yeah, once again, none of this is financial advice, it's just my own opinion on the market, and you've always got to do what's best for you. Cowboy out. Peace.